Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us again today on this beautiful, quite chilly day, the end of November. So when is December?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
We now know.
My kid, oh, by the way, I'm Kristen Rabell,
Oh, yes.
Rabell Realty Group, Rebecca Johnson. We are here back at it after a nice little break for Thanksgiving, and we'll get into that. But every day my son Mason is saying, I can't wait till Christmas. I can't wait till December.
See, I was wondering if something special was happening on November 31st because Thomas started asking me.
There is no such thing as November 31st.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because Thomas started to argue with me.
Oh, he got
yesterday.
to argue Jane from Mason.
Oh, yes. Well, you know, they're all
we had to do the
sister.
knuckle. You know, January, February, everything in the knuckle is 30 or less, and everything on the knuckle is 31. I had to teach that to Mason because he was arguing. He mansplains.
I
Does
know,
Thomas
I got the pleasure to hear
mansplain?
it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No, Thomas just straight out argues. He was adamant that there was...
mansplaining.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's mansplaining. Then I guess I'm mansplained to all the time in my every outlet of life, if that's all it is. But yeah, he was adamant that it was November 31st, and so
Yes,
of course Eva had to get her. Actually, no, that's not. So if you don't know Eva, she is she has a little bit of the know-it-all gene, which she gets from her father, and then the argumentative gene probably comes from me.
Okay, so you mansplain, but the Rebecca style. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Something like that.
Well, let's get into our Monday market report, and then we'll talk about Thanksgiving and Christmas and a bunch of other events coming up.
All right, let's see what's happening.
Let's check it out.
All right, so we're coming to the close on the month of November. I think it's a pretty good outlook for the sellers out there and the buyers who are getting their homes. I would suspect, based on these numbers, that we're going to see a really large number of closings in December as people try to close so that they can get that homestead exemption for 2020. And we'll talk about homestead a little later today about how that works and how to file and all that. So active listings currently
still way lower than the close and pended. And remember those, right? And remember those pended. A lot of them have to do with new construction. We've got quite a few new construction builders out there.
Pending sales 337. That's
massive.
That's pretty impressive. And
for
then closed sale, yes, 264. I suspect the closed sales are a little lower because we did lose, I know it doesn't sound like it, but a whole week in the month of November because a lot of title companies and lenders and everybody's just out on break.
And we also try to pull these numbers the day of the podcast so we can be as close to as possible. But I know that sometimes we don't close them out the same day of closing. Some companies have the two of us who don't close them out until they get the checks.
That's right, until I remember to get the check.
Well, yeah, we sort of have to go through the process, and a lot of other companies go through process, the same process, which is getting the information, plugging it in, making sure everything's there with their realtors, and then they'll close it out 2-3 days later.
Yes. So, and I know we've had a couple pending that went pending while we were away, and
yeah, it's nice when you go on vacation or if there's even a holiday and things still pinned and close. Well, pinned more so because holidays they don't, but yeah.
Yeah. So we do think that we're going to see even more demand in 2021 as the rates are staying low. People are feeling confident.
Still confident, Stock market is super high. Sales are still, going strong.
Exactly.
Prices are still rising. So yeah.
Exactly.
Rates
so if you're a seller or somebody who's thinking about selling or upgrading your home or transitioning into a new home or buying your first home, our team at Rabell Realty Group is ready to assist you. Reach out, let us know. We're happy to talk to you anytime and set up a free consultation to come over, check out your home, or if you're a first-time home buyer, we're happy to sit down and talk with you about what to expect, how the process works, and get you started with that. So
you're always good at that.
That's our market.
Reminding them to come and call us and use us and get on the market with us.
Look, the team is ready. They're literally standing by. We need a bank of phones over here so that they can see everybody's waiting to answer. So I know we were both out of town in St. Augustine with our families, and it was certainly lively over there.
It was.
I thought it was. I tried to take my kids to see the Nights of Lights, I think is what they call their event.
The Light of Night, yeah.
Yes.
We went on the boat, We went twice, right?
Yes.
So, and basically you go on the Matanzas River and they'll take you down to see all the commercial buildings that light up right on the river.
Beautiful.
It's absolutely gorgeous. So it's really great to see that. And we'll talk about some events on how to see lights here in Gainesville. But if you do get to go to St. Augustine during winter, you know, the winter season, they have the gorgeous lights up and it's so nice. Even walking down the street is really beautiful.
Well, let me just tell you about walking down the street.
We got a story for you.
Oh, yes. So I thought, because my husband was off all day on Saturday. He told me Friday, he's like, I'm going to be a ghost on Saturday. You won't see me because I guess there was a fight in the Gator game and all that. So I was like, hey, kids, you're with me all day. Yay. So we went to the beach, hung out, and it was like 4 o'clock. I'm like, let's get ready. We'll go downtown. We get downtown about 5:15. There was no parking. Like, the parking garage was shut down. They were like, we're over capacity, go somewhere else. People were parking in fields off US 1. So if you want to see these lights, you need to go early or you need to go during the week.
Or pre-schedule that boat tour way in advance.
The boat tour was good, but they wanted to like walk through the street because I guess on St. George Street, they have snow at 7 p.m.
Yes, they actually do at one of the bars.
Yes.
We've been there before. We missed it this year.
That's
but
right. I was
went
taking
a
my
couple
children
years
to
ago.
the bar to see snow.
Well, it's behind the bar, so.
Just kidding. But yeah, so it's supposed to be beautiful. We've never gotten to do that, so I thought it would be a fun experience. Instead, I ended up taking them to dinner way far away from downtown. I was so traumatized.
Turning around and getting out of there.
Oh, getting out of there was just as bad. I don't know if anybody else gets anxiety in traffic, but I literally had to tell
Especially
Thomas.
with those really small roads.
Small
and not
streets,
always knowing exactly where to go.
Snowbirds were in town, going the wrong direction on streets. And so my son, Thomas, loves to tell me every fact that he's ever heard in his life. So I know all about megalodons and dinosaurs and insects. And so he's talking to me, and I was like, you've got to be quiet. Mom's going to have a nervous breakdown trying to get out. And anyways, we got out, went to dinner, and all was fine. But it looked really beautiful from the car and from the boat. So maybe next time.
So I have some beef with you. You already know about the beef.
I do.
So we're all in St. Augustine, and suddenly the Johnson elf shows up and at their house. And Mason was asking me, like texting me, when is our elf showing up? And by texting, I mean he has an iPad so that he can play games and he can text us from there. We don't have a phone with him.
Yeah, we don't have a house phone, so our kids use that as their phone.
When is our elf coming? Where is our elf? I'm like, in Gainesville. Oh my gosh, in the attic. Where usually is. Don't watch this in front of your children.
Well,
we had to race home and run up the attic and find Elf, which we have named her Elphaba, so we call her Elfie. Find our Elfie and then figure out where to put her. And yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Well, what happened was he stayed the night with us on Thanksgiving after y'all left. And it is our tradition at our house that the elf arrives the day after Thanksgiving, whatever day that might be.
Our elf doesn't go to the beach. Our elf stays at home. So.
We've taken that elf on flights and put him up wherever we are.
Dedicated.
Anywhere in December. I think we've taken the kids to Atlanta. We took it with us.
The best thing is that this morning, apparently, so I'm already off to work, and this morning Susan wakes him up, and he's like, and he is a bear getting up, never wakes up. She said, it's time to wake up, and he jumped up and ran out to look for Elfie. So yeah, I think I need one for the rest of the year.
The tradition, that is one thing that I do regret starting with the kids, because I don't find the elf on the shelf fun. I find him to be aggravating.
A lot of people ask
classmates.
Yep.
I see it, Michelle. I hear you on that.
Always tell her December 1st, so you have tomorrow.
Yeah, you have
Mason.
November 31st is when they show up. No, it will never happen because they don't exist. Yeah, we talked about maybe the elf didn't come back this year, but stupid me was like, no, we can handle 25 days.
When do they stop believing in the elf?
I don't know. I'm on a rinse and repeat because I have a 1-year-old now.
Right, exactly.
Who actually likes the elf or is scared of him, I can't tell. But so we woke up this morning and we had brought the elf back from the beach, and thankfully Thomas was still bleary-eyed. I was waiting on Troy to get back from CrossFit, and I was like, oh my gosh, where is the elf? And so we did get him out. I hid him like in plain sight so that it wouldn't be too obvious, and then I just was waiting for Eva to come around the corner and catch me touching it.
I feel like you need like 2 or 3 elves.
Why would you say that? That is mean. That's mean.
Too.
He's quarantined to the North Pole. Yes, Terry,
I heard some people say that, but
he needs to be. He needs to be locked away and not come back. I've
actually seen a few posts where the elf ends up in a jar, and we put ours in a jar, but it's 14 days in the jar, so you don't have to move it. It's quarantined for 14 days. I know.
Well, we weren't going to move him back and forth from the beach, but the kids were like, well, he's a magical elf, and he transports to the North Pole
and he's
every
supposed
night.
to watch you to see if you're a good boy
That
or
is
girl.
one nice thing. All I have to do in the month of December is say, I think the elf saw you do that.
I think we should start bringing him out in, like, October.
Let's bring him out in July. Be like, this is your
Year
summer
round.
elf. He
Year
reports
round.
to your winter elf. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so moving that thing every day is my new nightmare for December.
Well, pretty much these podcasts will be based off of Christmas and, you know, gift giving, gift purchasing, and then all the events in Gainesville. So last night, you didn't even realize it, and because you live in Tioga, that Tioga is Light the Night. What do they call it that?
They call it Light Up Tioga. Yeah. There it is on the screen. Yeah, we were driving in and we saw it on the marquee when we came in. I was like, oh, well, I didn't know we were doing things this year.
Well, we missed it. It's always, you know, sometimes it's the end of November, the first week of December. Obviously, with COVID, I don't think a lot of people were realizing it was going to happen.
There were a lot of people there. I got there late because that's how how I roll. I even saw the producer of it. Fiesta Media was the producer for Light Up Tioga, so that was kind of fun.
The infamous.
Yes,
The
but they had it was a neat event. They had the dance, the girls out there, you know, dancing, or the people from Sun Country, I believe it was, and they were performing songs from summer and from winter, because some of them they just liked, and they said we didn't get to perform a lot this year, so we're doing it anyways.
Sure it's really nice to be out there because a lot of people have stayed quarantined.
Nice.
I mean, you know, it is important to stay safe and probably wear your mask as often as possible. But, you know, it's probably nice, and that's why you saw so many people. Now, Hale didn't have theirs this year, which is really unfortunate for us because we are on the Strip in the Village, and we always host like a customer appreciation event that same night and have, you know, food and drinks for everybody, and usually live music, which is typically Elio. And, you know, he brings the fiesta for us, or another band. And so that was really sad not to have it. So it is interesting to see that Tioga decided. Now, they probably felt a little safer with everything outside.
Everything is outside. Well, some of the shops were open. People were doing some Christmas shopping and supporting locally.
That's great.
And but they had, you know, food vendors. Everybody was a little further apart than typical. But even Patty Cakes was open, and I was highly impressed because it's Sunday.
Oh,
and,
yeah, you got Patty Cakes on a Sunday.
I did.
Nice.
I had to make me a decaf.
Well, here's the thing, and in the Village, you know, on Saturdays we still have the farmers market.
Yes.
So again, you know, just interesting to find that they decided not to do that. Shame on you, Hale.
Naughty Hale. Hopefully that's not going to become the tradition. Hopefully they get back to that.
So what else is coming up? I know that, what is it, Friday, they're lighting the pond at North Florida.
Yep. So we have several parades, several events. Let me do a quick check. Were we taking a break?
We'll take a break after this. Okay. We'll go through all these and we'll come back.
Because I saw the sign. All right. So the Christmas, you have a couple of things. You've got the Christmas pond lighting with North Florida, which is always a favorite. So that's going to be at 6 p.m. on this Friday. Their event is on Facebook. I didn't see a whole lot about what they were requiring. Tioga had suggestions of masks, and there were people in masks and people out of masks. So they were pretty good. All the vendors had masks for that, just for that. The other thing that I always think is a lot of fun is you've got several Christmas parades coming up. You've got Newberry. They've got a Christmas parade on December 19th at 5:30, which is dark now because, you know, winter. I don't like it getting dark at 5:30 personally, but I do like it being lighter in the mornings. So that's their, it's going to be at the square at Country Way, Town Square. And so then you've got Christmas singing, Santa Claus, bounce houses, Christmas crafts, food, beverages, carriage rides, hot cocoa, everything you could possibly want. High Springs is doing their Christmas parade December 12th at 6 p.m. And then you've got Alachua, which theirs is always during the day, which I think is kind of different and fun. But theirs is December 12th at 2 p.m. and they typically have food and vendors out there as well.
A little parade.
Yeah, so I think it's
the parade
nice.
is usually at night, or it's just early in the evening and the sun has already gone down.
Yeah, so you've got some options out there to get the kids out. Be outside, enjoy the Christmas lights, support local businesses. This past Saturday was the Shop Local. So hopefully you were out there doing some Christmas shopping locally. I know a lot of reports I've read said that people were shopping online.
I heard, yes, I heard it was like something like $9 billion in sales online.
Holy moly.
For this year, which is, record-breaking, breathtaking. How crazy is that? But a lot of people were online, and hopefully they were using the online vendors that are still local.
I hope so. I know a lot of great shops and stores locally have great online presence as well. And
they've learned that. I think you have to do that these days.
And I will tell you, I know when I think of local, I think mom and pop and like how we're two people who live in this area, but I also even consider some of our bigger shops in town, supporting the locals, because if they go, I'm going to use Sephora as an example. If you don't shop at the local Sephora, the people who work there, which one happened to be one of our past customers, they're not going to have the job, and that building space is going to be empty. So if you can, it is so much more convenient, I won't lie, to just do it online.
Yes.
But sometimes I just go ahead and stomach the traffic of Archer Road.
Right.
Sanitize my hands, wear my mask, and go inside and shop, and try to help keep people open and keep them local so that we have options in Gainesville. Because I know when I first moved here, there was no shopping. Now we have some shopping, and I would like it to be
better
great shopping.
Now, so hopefully it stays open.
Yes.
So a couple other things are the Santa Crawl downtown. It appears that they're still doing it this year. So it's December 6th, and it starts at 5, and it goes to about 10. So I do believe that they actually, each company that's involved with it, or each bar, does give money back to the community. So if you go on pledge5.org, you'll find that out. So that's happening. And then the Crafts Festival, if you like crafts and everything, it's at the Stephen C. O'Connell Center the 7th and the 8th of December.
Get your Christmas gifts there.
No, I haven't seen anything about the downtown typical lighting of the tree. Hopefully that's going on. If anybody knows about that, hit us up, because I'd love to know if it is going on. There are a lot of really great events going on still despite COVID. So if you love, Christmas trees or lighting, or I'm sure there's some Hanukkah parties also in events. We don't want to leave out our Jewish friends either. But there should be some other events going on, and we'll update you as we find them. I know that Dance Alive is having a chocolate and champagne holiday gala on December 21st, but that's sort of further down in December. And then
it'll be here before you know it.
Right. And then there's still usually great shows going on as well, like the Nutcracker.
I saw they were doing a lot of those.
20th, 21st,
like they're performing them, but you can watch them on TV. Not Zoom, but you know what I mean. Whatever the website is that you log in and you watch things.
So that's great.
So,
well, let's take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll probably hit up some real estate.
Never know.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for staying with us.
I discovered Rabell Realty Group through Kristen Rabell and Rebecca, meeting them different places, showing houses or open houses that they were having, parade of homes even, and that was really impressive to me. I left my other agency and I wanted to check out several others, and the first place I came to was Rabell Realty Group, and I just liked the vibe. I liked the people that met me at the door, were friendly, and said, "You want to work here? Stay here, sit down, let me get you a cup of coffee." Kristen and Rebecca aren't here right now, but I know they want to talk to you. And the next thing you know, I'm talking to them on the phone, and they're eager to meet me. They have marketing here that is just over the top. I feel like I can stay really current with today's market working with this company. Financially, they give me a great opportunity to make money. There's a lot of business that comes my way through working with this agency. I've already talked to several agents, young ones, wanting to come here because I think it's a great opportunity for them to start a business. We're in charge of our own destiny, and they make that really clear and give us all the tools that we need to build the kind of business that we want. I find it really easy to recommend this company.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for joining us now, or staying on so we can continue our discussions about holiday information, and then also we'll get into some real estate now. So we were talking about, this is the best time to start getting back with our customers, especially from closings this year, and letting them know about applying for homestead. Most states, especially Florida, have homestead exemptions up to $50,000, so it does lower your tax bills. And so we start reaching out to everybody. We'll do about 3 reaches, December, January, February, because you want to apply on or before March 1st.
Right.
And so a lot of people still say go downtown. It's off of Main Street.
It's right off of Main and basically First.
Right. And you want to go in. Most of the time you don't really need anything as long as your deed is on file. But we do tell people to take your license, and your license should have your newest address on there so that they can find you. And if there's husband and wife or 2 owners, you'll probably want both to be in there. There's a document that you can find online that we usually send you at Alachua, the Alachua Property Appraiser's website, and you fill it out. There's a lot of information on there. Not everything needs to be filled out, but they do want to make sure that you are the homeowner that's living. This is your homestead, your main homestead that you're living in. And you'll have to have purchased it on or before December 31st of this year to get your homestead exemption for 2021.
So I went down there about a week and a half ago, and they were requiring appointments. I don't know if they're going to do that.
They actually started doing that last year.
Okay, well, I know they were citing COVID for this one, but they told us that we had to have an appointment to come in. So you might want to check with them before you drive down there. But it is much easier.
We won't have a number on the screen, but I'll try to grab a number as you're talking about that.
Yeah, so, but it's super important. Every year, I feel like, or maybe it's just every other year, we have somebody call us on March 5th that says, hey, what about this homestead thing you've been emailing me about? And at that point, we get to, unfortunately, tell them that they're too late and that it's going to cost them an additional $700 to $900 this year for the taxes on their property.
Well, I don't want to tell you this because I don't want everybody to wait. You definitely want to get it done on or before March 1st.
You could do it today.
You could do it today. If you bought back in April, you could have done it in April. You usually want to wait 6 weeks until your deed is online. But basically, I've had 1 or 2 buyers in the past who were first-time home buyers more often than not. And they actually gave them a little bit of a breather, and they were like 2 weeks late. And they just said, I forgot, I'm sorry. So sometimes they'll give you a reprieve. You've got to be really sweet. You always win more bees with honey, and probably go in and just sort of do a little bit of begging and, again, sweeten it up. But you can't go in like 4 months later and try to get it. So you'll probably just, if you miss it, just go ahead and apply anyways, and it will hit you the next year around. Now there is a little bit of change for that because we both work in new construction. So a lot of buyers around this time, October, well, even from June on, they'll start saying, when is the best time for us to close on our home? So we have something called the Certificate of Occupancy, the CO, that's given to a home once it's built. And if your CO is filed the next year, so January of 2021, you actually will, your taxes will be reflected still on the land, so they will stay lower. So it's almost better if you have 4 to 6 months to build to try to close in January, so that you have this. Well, actually, not just close, but have your CO in January rather than before December 31st. So it is a little bit of a change with new construction, but only at the end of the year.
Right. And it can't be like January 1st. It actually has to be a little bit further into January. Right. So, because I know they were getting savvy to that, so you have to be careful because they were getting savvy. I always say it's potentially going to be on the lower part of the tax, on the lot only, or the lower taxes, because I know at one point they were getting savvy as to what people were doing, and they were going out and assessing the homes to say, this could have closed. I don't think they're going to do that this year because there's been so many delays and issues and materials
COVID delays and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you still want to get a house, you can beat the December 31st, or you could go and roll into the next year.
But regardless of that, go ahead and apply for your homestead, especially now if you've bought this year, and you will go ahead and save some money. Do we know how much money you'll save? Not typically. It's all based on the location of the home, the homes around it, the pricing around it, and sometimes the time of year, the size, the age. There's a lot of different reasonings why your taxes are a certain number. So we always hear about from maybe $600 to $2,000 depending on your house.
So it's a good time for homestead. So go out there and file. If you have questions, let us know. We'll try to put our homestead letter up on the blog for you. I know it's on there, but we'll try to refresh it or pin it to the top.
And also give you the basically telling you how to do this,
how to fill
do
out
everything,
the paperwork.
right? How to fill it out. I have every once in a while, for some of my older, customers and clients, I've taken them for them. You just have to have a copy of the license. So you can always do that also. Ask your realtor. We're happy to help you.
Ask your realtor at Rabell.
Right.
So it's Christmas time.
Yes, we're going back to Christmas because that's going to be the theme this month. So I was reading a little bit about how people, and I know we talked about this before and touched on it, techie houses, smart homes. And so looking for gifts that you're asking for your home, or that you want to buy someone for your home. So what are some things that you really like techie about homes that are good gift ideas?
I really like, and I know, I feel like the Nest is controversial because I meet a lot of people who are like, oh, the Honeywell is better. I don't know. I like the Nest. It's simple for me. Mm-hmm. I have it on my phone for the office, so I can tell if somebody's in there, jacking the AC down, running up our bills, spending our money. Or I can, turn it up or turn the heat on. I remember I used to turn the heat on if we were...
Now, there is a difference between Nests. There's one that memorizes you.
Yep.
And then there's one that does not. So I feel like for the office or maybe a rental or an investment property that you don't need the one that memorizes because if you have it for a rental or even the office, if someone doesn't go in on a weekend and it's memorizing the weekday, then it's turning on anyways. Yeah.
So that's why I like ours, is because it seems to identify. I actually set the schedule originally, and then it noticed, hey, nobody's here on Saturday, so it'll go
and it'll pop on if somebody walks in.
Right.
But then it'll probably turn back off.
It turns right back off, and we did that because we don't like huge utility bills. So.
But yeah, I think smart thermostats have probably been around long enough that a lot of people have them. I do know that when I'm showing houses or our realtors are showing houses, buyers are impressed when they see the Nest, so they know what the Nest is. I think with the Honeywell, it looks like a normal thermostat, so they can't tell. So if you're listing your house with a Rabell agent, don't list with anybody else, just Rabell agents, but let us know that what you have that's smart, because there's also very smart, I have a washer and dryer. We moved in and it's a smart washer dryer. So you can check when it's done. You can, so you can know, so you can go back home and change it. We don't really use that, but the garage door is what's amazing. So getting it downloaded on your phone, getting the right one installed, and you can open your garage door or close your garage door from there. And I love that. And then we're going to change our house and our condo to the keyless entry. And so you can do that on your phone as well on an app. So I think those are really great gifts.
I don't have a smart house. I have a Nest doorbell and a Nest. I guess we're not.
What I cannot find and wish they had, and I don't know why. You can put the Ring up or the Sky Bell with the camera, but then you have like 25 different apps. Mm-hmm. So what I would love is your keyless entry door to also have a camera. But they have not made that yet.
Inventors, there you go.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Well, anyways, yeah.
Well, so we're coming to a close, and with that, we're going to give you the reminder that you can always check out the Buy Sell Rabell blog to find out more information about what we talked about on today's show. We would love it if you would drop some comments on topics you'd like to hear about in December, best places to shop locally, best gifts locally, more tech tip ideas for your home, so that we can get in on that as well. Because, we got to buy Christmas gifts. If you're looking to connect with us, you can always find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and at our email, info@buysellrebell. And we'd love to talk to you about becoming a realtor or selling or buying your first home with us. To join our team, email us at join@buysellrebell.com.
Hey, thank you. We also want to thank Fiesta Media for the podcast production. If you're looking to make your own podcast, call Fiesta Media. It'll be Elio Piedra. You can find him on Facebook. We have a slide for that. We don't.
I was expecting him to show his selfie slide again.
That? But yeah, Elio is a great producer and will come up with some fantastic images and songs. Listen to this song right here and everything else for you. So let us know and we will connect you with him. And again, if you're looking to buy or sell real estate, anything.
Buy Sell Rabell.
Buy Sell Rabell. Thank you. Have a great week.
See you next
Let us
Monday.
know if you have any Christmas gifts you can think of that we can buy. for others.